Take 52. Hello, welcome to the Onshape tutorial. Today, we will teach you how to create a cup in Onshape. So let's get started, shall we? First, we will need a document to 3D model on. At the top left, you will see where it says Create. Clicking that will cause a drop-down list to show up. You want to click Documents. You want to name the document Cup. Labels are optional. You won't have any as soon as you enter Onshape. You will have to create them. I will show you how to do that later on. Now, for our sake, document location is completely optional. This is for simplicity. You don't have to choose it. Create. And again, none of those will show up unless you have manually created them. I will show you how to use that later. Now, at the top right of the document, you will find a cube. That shows you where exactly on the model you're facing. You can use right click to spin around and middle mouse button to shift yourself side to side or up and down. For those that don't know, the middle mouse button is when you press the scroll wheel down and it feels like a button. It's like taking a controller and pushing down the joystick. Exactly like that, but with a mouse. Now, if you don't have a mouse, I wish you the best of luck. So let's get started. First, we want to create a circle. You can do that by pressing sketch at the top left, and we want to choose the face that we will be working on. The face we will be working on is the top grid. Now we want to create a circle. Find center point circle and click on the dot at the center of the grid. These are called planes, but for my sake, I will call them grids. Now, we have created the circle by clicking the center and dragging out and clicking again. Now, to make it a certain diameter, we can click the dimension tool. You can also choose the dimension tool by pressing D. So click the outside of the circle to create the dimension. We want to make this 80 millimeters, and we want to confirm that sketch. Now, we want to extrude this by 100 millimeters. So find the extrude tool, or by pressing Shift E as in echo, click the face in the middle of the circle. Now, it should load to be a cylinder, kind of like this, 1 inch in length. Won't take that wrong. And let's make that 100 millimeters in depth. All right. Now, quick disclaimer. Let's if you don't choose a measurement, it will default to inches, which may cause something like this to happen. As you can see, it's a light pole. Instead, we want 100 millimeters. That will make it 100 millimeters tall. We want to confirm that. And now we want to do the same thing as we did earlier with a circle. But this time we want to choose the top of the cylinder we have just created. Now sketch plane should say face extrude 1 and should show this green highlight when you hover over it. Choose the same thing we chose earlier, same circle. At the center of a circle like this, you will find an orange square. You want to click that. That orange square resembles the center of any kind of shape. And now we want to drag outwards and click again. we want to make this 75 millimeters, making this cup 5 millimeters in thickness. So we could do that by using our mentioned tool and doing the same thing we done earlier, just make it 75 millimeters. Now we can click confirm and now you'll see a circle. It'll be kind of invisible unless you're paying attention. Not really invisible, but hard to see. Now, we want to create a cup. So we want to remove what's right here to create a, let's say, hole. We want to remove instead of add. So remove, and you want to click the center. You can use this arrow to drag up and down. I forgot to show you that earlier. Now, we want to make this 75, not 75 millimeters, but 95 millimeters deep. So it should look something like this. Right here, you can preview the before and after of the edit using this slider. Let's put that right there so we can see what's exactly going on. Now we can confirm this feature here. Now we have a very rough model of a cup. So let's make it more smooth instead of sharp edges and so on. So we want to choose the draft tool. It will kind of look like, I'm unsure. So for the draft, we want to choose the bottom and the outside. Now, if we want to make that 1.5 degrees, and now we want to make sure that is facing the right way. Give it a moment here. This is terrible internet. Terrible, terrible. Make it 2 degrees. Actually 1.5. 1.5 degrees. Now we want to confirm that. Choose the draft tool. We'll do the same thing, but instead of choosing the outside parts of the cup, we want to choose the inside parts. By choosing the bottom of the cup first, and then choosing the inside part of the circle too. Give this a moment to eventually load. You can see the before and after in the slight transparency or semi-transparency of the before and after shape caused by this slider here. We want to make confirm that, and now we have a slant on the sides. So now we want to make the edges less sharp. We could do this by choosing the fillet tool. The shortcut to it is Shift F, Shift Foxtrot. Sorry for the stutter. Let's choose the inside part of this cup here. This in You want to click the ring on the inside, and we want to make that 2 millimeters. Sure. Give it a second to load here. And now we want to do the same thing, but at the bottom of the cup. Give it a moment. Okay. Now we want to confirm that. Now the bottom of this cup should be somewhat smooth. We will choose the fillet tool again, but this time we want to choose full round. The first side face should be the sides. First and second side face should be both sides of the cup, so like the inside and the outside of it. And faces to round should be the very top. That will give it a rounded look to it, so that way it ain't as sharp. Give it a moment, please. Unfortunately, due to internet connection, it may stop working here, so let's go ahead and confirm that. It will catch up eventually. And now we have created a drink cup. Give it a moment to update for the final result. This would be the end of this tutorial. Thank you. Y'all have a wonderful day.